It seems like we all need to save a little bit of money right now, and saving money is a lot easier said than it is actually done. I'm speaking from experience. Especially when you're scrolling online and everyone's telling you about these must-have items that you have to have in order to fit in or to feel like your life is complete. But in case you didn't already realize it, you actually don't need those things. Not everybody has them, and you will live just fine without them. So as I was planning for this video, I started thinking about all of the different ways that we can save money that are also inherently good for the planet as well. So I've compiled a list of 8 things that we can all do that are 1, way less wasteful, and 2, save us a lot of money. If you're new here, hi, my name is Crystalyn, but you can call me Chris, and we chat all things mind, body, and planet on this corner of the internet, so I hope you guys choose to stick around. All right, number 1. This feels like a given, but it's definitely something that I forget about when I spend too much time shopping or I'm online or just really not being present, and that is upcycling what you already have. Start by using the things you already have. Things like glass jars from pasta sauces or jams and jellies, upcycling cardboard boxes into something you can finally use again, or even taking old decoration pieces and painting them so that way they better fit with your design aesthetic. My personal favorite thing to do is take old glass jars that I get from like the grocery store. Like, let's take a pasta sauce jar, for example. I save that jar, remove the label, and then I use that to organize my pantry and other things that need a little bit more organization. It's way more affordable than going to the container store to buy a bunch of plastic bins that are way too expensive anyways. And they look super nice and keep my space looking really organized. It's basically an aesthetic pantry or an aesthetic fridge on a budget. You don't really need a fancy matching set in order to get the same vibe. Number 2 is to reuse packaging. What I mean by this is when you get packages in the mail, usually there's this like brown paper that comes so that way it can protect whatever is actually being shipped to you. Most people would take that brown paper from the packaging, throw it away, recycle it, whatever. But something that I've started to do in the last couple of years is actually save it. So what I will do is I will flatten it out on the ground. You will never be able to get rid of all of the wrinkles in that paper, but it adds to the character, it adds to the charm. Then I fold that up and put it away. Then whenever I need gift wrap, that's what I use. It's basically brown craft paper, and I can decorate it either with a little bit of paint or drawings on them. I can add some ribbon to just give it a little bit more of like a cutie little touch. Pretty much the same as wrapping paper, and I saved a lot of money, and I was able to reuse that paper one more time before it gets shredded and goes to a landfill. And while the glitter wrapping paper may look really cute, it's actually not recyclable. Whereas if you use the brown paper, it is recyclable even after it's been ripped. Number 3, reusing cards. Now, if you're a sentimental person, this might be a little bit hard for you, but for me, I get a birthday card, for example, and I noticed that usually whoever has gifted me the card only writes on one side and the other side is completely clear. So what I will do is I will just cut the card in half and I will reuse the part that has not been written on to regift to somebody else. Now, there are occasions where I'll just keep the card as is if it's something really special to me, but I found I was keeping these cards tucked away where I would never see them because I felt bad getting rid of them or recycling them. And all they were doing were taking up space and collecting dust. So I was like, I have to figure out something else to do with these. Cutting them in half and reusing the part that was not written on is my solution to that problem. I don't think I've had to buy a card in quite some time, so it is very cost effective. Tip number 4, if you have old towels, and we all get to that point where we get out of the shower and we're using a towel and we think to ourselves, this towel has seen better days. Instead of just throwing away that towel and getting new towels, my suggestion is to then take that old towel, cut it into squares, and then use that as rags around your house. That way when you're cleaning, you don't have to use a bunch of paper towels that get thrown away. Instead, you have a bunch of rags that you can then reuse over and over and over again with a towel that was not really working after being used so much. I also love cleaning with a rag because they last longer and they absorb more stuff. So I can use like a couple of rags for my entire house and get the entire house clean without having to worry about running out of paper towels mid-clean and having to be like, well, what am I gonna do now? Tip 5 is to save the little things. Now, I know this sounds kind of simple, but I like to keep random little things that I might have use for in the future. Especially when I get home from the grocery store, I feel like there's a lot of produce that you uses those little metal twist ties or like rubber bands. And I like to keep those. I keep them in a drawer in my kitchen because I never know when I might need them again. And I know it sounds really simple and really small, but it's the reason I haven't had to buy rubber bands in years. Number 6 is remember your reusables. My water bottle has pretty much become like an emotional support water bottle to me. If my purse is big enough, I'll put it in my purse. If it's not, it'll stay in the car wherever I'm traveling to. Errands, day trips, even coffee shops, I bring that thing with me everywhere. And it's allowed me to always have water on hand and not feel like I need to go to a store and buy a water bottle in order to get some water. It's also helpful to bring my reusable mugs whenever I'm going to a coffee shop because I found that a lot of coffee shops don't mind putting your latte in a reusable cup. In fact, a lot of stores will even give you a discount up to like 10% off on your order. I love a reusable product. At least that means I'm saving one less plastic bottle from being thrown away. Tip number 7, don't forget you can borrow from your friends and family. We live in a society that prides people on individuality and everybody owning their own piece of whatever it might be. Everybody has their own blender, their own lawnmower, their own tools, but we really don't need it all. If you have a family member or a friend who owns a drill and you don't really need drills on a daily basis, that's probably something you could get away with not owning and just borrowing whenever you need one. This goes for a lot of other things like clothes, kitchen tools, gadgets, or any other things that you don't need on a daily or weekly basis that you can just borrow from your friends and family. That will save you so much money. Last but not least, this is definitely hard for some of the people pleasers out there, which I am definitely one of those, but regifting is okay. I think a lot of us get gifted things from friends, family, coworkers, colleagues that we open it up and it's a fun gift, but it's not something that's practical or things that we actually use. In those cases, like I felt the need that I have to hold on to it because I feel kind of guilty giving it away or not really using it. So I'll open it up, use it a couple of times, and then it will just sit on a shelf and collect dust. But if you need someone to tell you that it's okay, let me be that person to tell you that it is okay. You can regift those products if you open it and realize you're just not gonna use it. Or if you get a candle and you don't like the smell of it, it's okay to give that to somebody else who might actually use it. It's way better to release the guilt of keeping it and giving it to somebody who will actually use it rather than it collect dust. And those are my 8 money saving tips that will help your wallet and also the planet. None of these tips are really complicated, but they do make a difference and they will save money as you do them continuously. Every time you reuse something, you're saving money, you're reducing waste, and creating a habit that sticks around and lasts. So my advice for you is to start small. Maybe this week you save a glass jar, or you remember your water bottle when you leave the house. All those things add up over time and create meaningful habits that can really impact your life in a positive way. But let me know in the comments what money saving hacks you do because I want to add them to my list. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, you can like it. That lets me know you guys want to see more videos like this. Subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!